Okay, guys, so we are back with part 4 of our series, What is Religion? And so make sure you're checking them out. I know some of them are being posted not in order, but don't worry, they will be posted. They'll all get up there. All right, so before we get into the theology of the word religion, because theology does go hand in hand with religion. Remember, this is a man-made concept that's been put together. This is not something, that is coming from somewhere else. This is man-made. So I want to take a look at some other sources that break down the terminology of religion. So let's look at Kenyon College. They have a PDF of what the definition of religion, and they have some definitions, meaning more than one. So first one, religion is the belief in spiritual beings. This is by Edward B. Tyler from Primitive Culture. 2, by religion, then I understand a appropriation or constellation of powers superior to man, which are believed to direct and control the course of nature and of human life, right? So it has to be, this is coming from James George Fraser, The Golden Bough. And so they list on these pages like where these are coming from, or the ideas of these, and there's about 10 sources that talk on religion. Another one, I'm just gonna jump into it, number 5, religion is, quote unquote, the state of being grasped by an ultimate concern, a concern which qualifies all other concerns as preliminary, and a concern that in itself provides the answer to the question of the meaning of our existence. And this is by Paul Tillich. So he's basically saying that religion basically has the answers to why humans are here, why we are all here, or why we're in existence. This is what he thinks. And one more I'll put here by Clifford Geertz, Religion as a Cultural System. He says, religion is a system of symbols which acts to establish powerful, persuasive, and long-lasting moods and motivations by formulating conceptions of a general order of existence and clothing these conceptions with such an aura of factuality that the moods and motivations seem uniquely realistic. So we're dealing with emotion here. So he's basically saying it's based on emotions, right? That of concepts put together, which basically sways a set of people, a community of people, society, or whatever. That may seem realistic. Okay, so let's go all the way down. Number 11 was a longer one, and this is by Robert Cummings Neville in Forward to Rodney L. Taylor, The Religious Dimensions of Confucianism. And this is stated, a religious tradition has at least 3 essential elements, each handed down and developed in the multitude of ways traditions transmit. One element is mythic, philosophical, or theological cosmology, defining the fundamental structures and limits of the world and forming the basic ways in which cultures and individuals imagine how things are and what they mean. Again, imagine, right? So not actually factual, but imagine, or a concept of what it should be like or would love for it to be like. Second essential element of religion is ritual. Rituals are a finite set of repeatable, symbolizable actions that epitomize things a tradition takes to be crucial to defining the normative human place in the cosmos. Again, understanding where do I belong, where do I fit in, and gathering whatever elements to formalize and get somewhere close to that answer. Early layers of ritual epitomizes the hunt, nurturing of agricultural fertility, acknowledgement of political authority, worship of gods as lords. Again, if you notice, a lot of these are pluralized, gods as lords. Now that means we gotta look that up. We gotta look at what's the definition of gods and what's the definition of lords, because there are placements, right? Titles, that's basically status that's being used. Third, the third essential element is that a tradition has some conception and practical procedures for fundamental transformation aimed to relate persons harmoniously to the normative cosmological elements, a path of spiritual perfection. In theisms, this usually means salvation, a right relation to God. In Buddhism, it means transformative enlightenment about the truth of change and suchness, etc. So, again, it's a path of spiritual perfection. If there is spiritual perfection, but I digress. But that is basically the concept on one end in theisms. The other part in Buddhism, it's about transformative enlightenment, about the truth of change and suchness. Then we gotta look at that as well, suchness, and we'll do all that in the next few videos to come. All right, this is come from Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. All right, and you guys can look this up. This was published in Monday, March 28, 2022. And basically, it's a write-up, and it says, it is common today to take the concept of religion as a taxon for sets of social practices, a category concept whose paradigmatic examples are the so-called quote-unquote world religions. And they're talking about the top ones that are out today, which are Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. Perhaps equally paradigmatic, though somewhat trickery to label, are forms of life that have not been given a name either by practitioners or by observers, but are common to a geographical area or group of people. For example, the religion of China, or that of ancient Rome, or the religion of the Yorubas, or that of the Cherokee. In short, the concept is today used for a genus of social formations that includes several members, a type of which there are many tokens. Literally, again, it's a social construct. Basically, what we're seeing here, religion is a social concept of creeds, of pathways, of control, how one should act, how one should be, how one should move about life. And it has been taken that way. When we get into Constantine way down the line, you'll really understand this, that there are people and authorities that have taken this in order for their own benefit. It's not so much your benefit, it's a perceived benefit that this will work for you. If you follow these creeds, this is what it will be for you. But when you strip these things away, you're going to understand it's all about you in you in you. Not what's outside of you, but what's inside of you. And I'm hoping that by these sets of videos, it will urge you to go research yourself and see there is something off, and that you've been swayed beyond away from yourself. And there are reasons for this, and as we're unfolding, there's sets of constructs happening.